Should be live now. Welcome, everybody. So if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching the replay, this happens on Zoom, and the link is posted in many different places, including the email list on dantestarshine.com, and you can find it now in the comments. One second, we'll get started. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the session. I am Dante Starshine, here with you and channeling the Pleiadian Council today. These transmissions will be taking a pause from after this week for 2 or 3 weeks, but we will continue some of the private sessions. So I'm taking a little break to give myself time and space to finish editing and compiling the channeled book, which is tentatively titled The Pleiadian Guidebook for Living Love on Earth. And that book will be have a soft release February 22nd. It's now being edited and going through its process. So you can look forward to that. And yeah, I just need some time to focus on that, as well as being a little bit burnt out from so many sessions. So there will be no private sessions and no public sessions, but there will be the small group private session that you can sign up for by staying tuned with the email list or on social media. I will share about it, but go to dantestarshine.com and there should be a little pop-up window that helps you join the email list, and you can stay tuned with all the updates. The channeling course is postponed. I have announced it, but didn't really start to push the advertising of it yet. So tentatively March 5th. It will happen eventually, but if you're interested, it can happen a lot sooner. You can also do it on a one-to-one basis, so contact me. And the next channeling course is going to have included within it a bi-weekly integration channeling course that will be just for integration and people to have more time with the Pleiadian Council to ask questions or to go deeper. And it's kind of like a private channeling session that's only available to people who have graduated from the channeling course. So the first year of that will be included in some of the tuition for the next channeling course. So it gives ongoing support for a year and lifetime access to about 12 hours of content to teach you how to channel and teach you many other intuitive healing skills. So send me an email about it if you're curious, and we can set up a time to call and answer any of the questions that you have about it. So, okay. I think we can get started. When you're in the Zoom room here, please make sure to keep yourself muted when you're not speaking, and ask your questions. And at the very end, if everybody has asked a question, you can ask another series of questions, but we'll just make the space for everybody. You can also type out the questions in the YouTube chat box or in the Zoom chat box. Okay, let's, is there anything else I'm forgetting to mention? Somebody regular can chime in.
Just, if you want to ask a question in Zoom, please raise your hand. Click on the raise your hand button.
Oh, good.
And, yeah. And
So
please
Bastiani will help make a cue to help this flow better. Thank you, Bastiani. And shout out to Josh as well for helping with the timestamp annotations that allow you to, if you ever miss a transmission and you want to like look back at past transmissions, maybe have specific questions, you can go through this list of different questions to see if some of them resonate with you, and you can just watch short clips. So that's a really great thing to do. And throwing it out there that I want to hire a social media manager starting in like a month or two. That would be somebody very trustworthy who ideally is willing to work on Exchange. It's basically really simple. I just don't have the time for everything sometimes. So if that's something that interests you and you want to have free sessions and have the time for a little bit of posting and clicking, copying and pasting, send me a message. Okay, let's get started. I will miss everybody. I really enjoy doing this. It also takes a little bit of toll on my energy. So hopefully when I'm back around, everything is going to be better than ever before. Okay, enjoy everybody.
Can you please make me the host?
Oh, good idea. We need to do that. Hold on. That doesn't create the sound of too much wind, does it? Sorry, I had to adjust the fan. But that doesn't make the sound of wind or anything, does it, in the microphone?
No, it's fine.
I love it. Great. Hello, it is a pleasure and honor to once again establish contact with you in this way. As the Pleiadian Council, we speak on behalf of the Galactic Alliance and many of your own guides and guardians supporting this planetary evolution process. It is a gift that you extend to us in allowing us to meet you and co-create with you in this way, as it supports both your world and our world in expanding and connecting deeper with all that is, and all that is and growing and becoming more whole and evolved through this process. So today we will begin with a continuation of some ideas that we call the eyes of the beholder. There is a phrase in your world saying that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. And this generally is used to mean that what appears as beautiful to one is not beautiful to another. Everybody has their own take on what is beautiful, pleasurable, enjoyable, preferred. However, we want to expand upon this idea even further to get you to see that the perception of beauty is not in what is observed, but it is within the observer. Many of you have come to hear our messages again and again, and what we always come back to is the understanding of your belief systems. Belief systems shape your experience of reality. They are like filters, like lenses through which you see the outer world. And these lenses do affect the way you see everything. In order to have a preferred experience of reality, you first have to change your beliefs. You can note that whenever you are challenged by many layers of emotion, in order to move through those layers of emotion, you have to fundamentally change the way that you think. And thus, coming to see the potency of your very perception will change your experience in every single way. Many of you are conditioned to look for what is negative. This is especially true for those of you who have experienced trauma or danger or threatening circumstances early into your life or in significant ways at later points in your life. This creates lenses through which you are always coming to see if things are threatening or not. And to some extent, there's, of course, benefit to this. Though here the idea is that you don't actually need to search for these things as much as when your perception is clear, your gut response will immediately inform you of any potentially negative or harmful behavior. So instead of continuing to view reality through those lenses, you can instead come to use your own belief systems to help you to see the beauty, the benefit, the positive aspect of everything and everyone and right before you. Taking the example of the state of your world today, you can look at this through a variety of lenses. Again, what we have said about your world today, and what we will continue to talk about for all of the years to come, is the very fact that you are in a phase of deconstruction of the old. And you've come to this point because you've developed so many technologies, so many thought structures, so many societal systems that by their nature have a toxic effect on the physical environment of your world and the emotional environment of those inhabitants of your world. And in order to move into a time of unity, clarity, ease, and health, all of those systems have to be deconstructed. The construction of the new is part of the deconstruction of the old. And understanding this, you can witness this situation through whatever way you prefer. If your beliefs frame it in such a way that destruction and loss and grief are essentially negative things, your suffering will increase. Your vision will be pigeonholed into only the aspects of this experience that are negative. And this will in turn add to the negative frequency being experienced on the planet. If you can frame those very things of loss, destruction, and grief from a positive lens, seeing the healing power, the creative aspects, the potent energy of transformation that lies within those energies, then you will have a positive experience of these times and you will not be shaken, because you will come to understand that everything that you witness and experience is part of a larger process. In your own life, when you face challenges, it has everything to do with the way you view that challenge. Are other people trying to hurt you, or do they simply not understand you? This will be shaped by the beliefs that you've developed about other people's actions and about yourself. So we require a muting. All right. So to change these filters is one of the most positive things that you can do. And from that point, again, it is your inspired actions that really make the change. Though so many of you will not stop taking actions that are harmful to yourself and or to others because you have not yet changed those lenses through which you see reality. And we can also speak to the more fundamental aspect of this saying, that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. We have added another layer of nuance, but the original saying is, again, something that you can come to meditate and reflect upon again and again. Because everybody in your world has different preferences and different interests. And this is what makes all that is so fundamentally interesting. If everybody liked and preferred the same thing, then your whole world would become homogenized and stale and stagnant. You would not be able to understand one person or one community from another. And so beyond shaping the lenses through which you see reality, it is important to as well understand your own fundamental preferences. While you may be constantly tuning your lenses to see the positive aspects of challenging circumstances, you also want to be aware of what elicits passion within you and what does not. It is the back and forth between these two activities within that will direct you on your path. As you follow your passion, you come to encounter beliefs that, in a sense, bring you to distort your passion. You may find that after following a certain pathway for a period of time, that you learn and discover something that makes it such that you have no more passion for that pathway anymore. And the best thing to do is to be prepared to adapt. Be prepared that at any moment on your path, you again might veer off in a totally new direction in the times to come, because change will be increasing so potently. Many of you will find that you are drawn to do things that you've never done before. And you ought to celebrate these experiences, for they will shape your entire planet's future. Beyond looking to the positive and negative, the most important thing to be able to do is to come into a neutral, balanced state. You can look to the negative and see that all it does is paralyze you. You can look to the positive and note that sometimes it can lead you to feel passion where passion might not really be. And so it is the neutral that will balance all. To understand the neutral in a deep way, you must come to realize that meaning is entirely self-generated. You don't experience this because your beliefs have been so deeply ingrained within you that you don't question them anymore. Though, as you come to experience different states of consciousness, you will come to see that all phenomena is essentially neutral, and it is the positive or the negative energy that you yourself filter it through that shapes your experience. So this will become clear as we share a process for you to integrate this through meditation. We can also speak a bit about how this happens in the phenomena that you describe as your dreams and your visions. It is not just the lenses through which you see your physical reality, but the lenses through which you experience astral realms and non-physical realms that have immense impact in your life. Thus, when you are having what you consider nightmares or negative dreams, these are simply the manifestations of playing out on beliefs will attract you into many different realms of experience on this astral plane. And this astral plane is the most beneficial for learning your power to create reality, because as soon as you make a shift within, the astral plane shifts. And this phenomena you will get to observe through this meditation process. And for this experience, we would like to share the meditation with you right off the bat rather than at the end of the transmission as we normally do. So we invite you to settle in for a moment. If you can, sitting seated with your feet firmly pressed against the ground, or if you prefer, sitting cross-legged, either way, with your spine straight and erect. Taking natural breaths in and out. As you close your eyes, observe your internal experience. Picture immense roots of light growing down through your body, out through the base of your spine and out through the soles of your feet. Witness them going down into the earth and wrapping around the roots of other crystals, plants, minerals, metals, weaving down deeper and deeper through all of the water underground, through all of the magma underground, to the solid crystal core of the earth. Feel the center beneath you vibrating, pulsating, sending energy upwards that travels through these roots of light into your body. Feel these energies as a wave that moves up and up through your legs, through your abdomen, through your torso, through your chest, through your neck, and into your head. Picture around your body a great crystal column of light that surrounds you and fills you with cosmic energies. Follow this crystal column of light up and up, beyond your sun, billions, trillions even, light years away, into the center of the galaxy. Feel this supermassive black hole called the Great Central Sun, that while appearing very dark, actually emits an immense and powerful light. Picture, witness, and feel this light traveling rapidly down as a waterfall or a shower that enters your crown and travels downwards, mixing with the earth energy. Feel these two energies intertwine in your body, bringing every cell to come into stasis, to come into balance. Using this energy to activate more and more of your visionary capabilities. We invite you to picture yourself now at dawn, or rather, slightly before. You can still see stars. You see that waning crescent moon. Taking a moment to breathe in the energy of these surroundings. You are on a hillside, a sort of mountaintop. Mountains surrounding you in the distance. And you see a pathway that leads you down into a valley. There are stairs made of gray stone. Walk down these stairs. So it will lead you to a place we call the Gray Temple. There's an ancient place with pillars on each side. And carvings in the wall, in the stone. There is an altar out in front of you. And there sits alone, baby. Walk close and sit in front of this child. And allow yourself to meet it eye to eye. And all of a sudden you see it morph into a doll. Gaze at it directly. Notice how you respond. Call forward rays of brilliant light coming into your body through this crystal chamber you've connected with. And send this light into the doll. Watch the doll come back to life and change shape and form rapidly, becoming exactly what needs to be reflected to you in this moment. Continue to expand your heart with love, gratitude, passion, all of your preferred frequencies. And as you beam this energy back at this being, feel how it reflects to you. Exactly what you need to experience. Take a moment again to withdraw now.
Just taking more time to withdraw before they come back.
Sorry about that, everyone. Mexico problems. So, if you are still with us, continue now to withdraw this energy to recall a time in which you experienced great unknown. For example, you experienced great unknown right now and wondering what happened with the channel. Recall a time in which this unknown caused fear. Do you feel a fear that's still alive within you? Allow this fear to create a dark energy field that moves up into your eyes, your third eye. And know that this is just a process, a meditation. This energy can be cleared and will be. Open your eyes now to see this doll take on a terrible form. Witness this doll become something that reflects to you this dark energy, this fear. Witness this reflection. And allow it to simply move through you. Be present with these emotions and all of the other energies that arise. Well, again, observing in this moment. It is your own shadow, your own fear, filtering your perception, generating this phenomenon. Close your eyes once again and allow all of this energy to settle within you. Calling forward this great influx of light, and hold the light out in front of you in your left hand, right hand rather. Allow it to form a powerful orb of brilliance. And in your left hand, allow the darkness, the fear, to form an orb of dark, dense energy. Hold these two frequencies together. Open your eyes once again. And witness again. Send the light energy from your hand to this being. And see it transform into something brilliant. Send the dark energy to this being. And see it become terrible. And mix these two energies together to see them become a deep gray. And find that this being shifts immediately back to its original form. An infant, a baby, resting before you in these beautiful mountains. The sun starts to rise. Through this experience, you can come to know the neutral. You can come to know that without the balance between negative and positive, You cannot see the experience for what it really is. And that your focus on the negative or on the positive will give life, give shape to all of those beings around you. You know, it is common to understand that when you give others fear-based energy, you bring out their fears. When you give others love-based energy, you bring out the love within them. And what is true on this earth plane is true on all other planes in that sense. So as you walk, come to accept the balance of both. For if you were to totally shove away your fear, you would see the monsters that do exist around you as beings of light. And if you were to shove away all of your life, you would see even angels as terrifying. Here you are, a being of both, positive and negative, and dark and light. Learning how to maneuver the ever-changing currents of energy in your world. And we are always with you in love, supporting you in learning greater discernment, greater trust in yourself, and a greater willingness to surrender to your current of passion, knowing that it will steer you in the direction of the greatest expansion for yourself and for all it is. So you can walk out beyond this gray temple, thanking this being as a guide and knowing this is a place you can return to practice, if you will. An awareness of how you create your experience of reality. Slowly, gradually coming back into your body. And we encourage all of you who have had nightmares to use this tool with a regression experience into your nightmare, knowing that you can take this light energy with you into these places of shadow. Attempt to regress into a recent nightmare, a bad dream, and see what happens when you meet the same figures with light, with love. You might be surprised what results. We thank you once again for participating in this interaction, participating in this meditation experience, and allowing yourself to be an embodiment of the love that we hope to inspire in your world. And so now we would love to be of assistance to you with your questions, inquiries, and sharings if you would like to begin.
Hello, thank you so much for this meditation and transmission. There is a question from Net Sun. What a light worker could do in order to see a better reality in Azerbaijan. Following the formula is done every day. Just maybe some useful tips regarding Azerbaijan. Blessings.
What is that word again?
How do you pronounce Azerbaijan? Maybe somebody else from the Zoom chat can help me.
It's Azerbaijanians. Azerbaijanians.
All right.
Azerbaijan.
So there are, of course, some sort of negatively based astral beings and extraterrestrial beings even, as there are, of course, negatively based humans in your world. And so this is why the field of neutrality is so important, because you don't want to view everything in total light. Otherwise, you would not see these beings for who they are. And this has been the cause of many mistakes in your world and also in galactic history. So the best thing to do with beings of this nature is to have more specific boundaries, to make it clear that you do not want any sort of energetic interference. And if these beings come, know that they are coming because there is a point of attraction within you, meaning there is a fear-based energy that you are putting out that is, in a sense, an invitation for an energy of a similar frequency to arise. So if this happens, greet yourself with love, first of all. Greet yourself with love and compassion, recognizing that you're generating this experience. Greet the beings with love and compassion, recognizing that they are serving a higher purpose, because this is a universe of positive and negative energies, and they both serve a purpose of allowing you to come to understand the power of free will, which is a gift of love that this particular universe offers. And know that, again, you always have the choice as to who you interact with. So with a firm no, all such negative beings have to, by agreement, leave your field. You can do many different permission slips, such as energy clearings, saging, smudging, using sound frequencies, and using the power of your own voice to clear such energies from your field. Know that, again, all beings of a negative vibration serve that purpose of demonstrating to all that there exists free choice. And the most fundamental free choice that you have is to have these strong energetic boundaries to allow for any such entities you don't want to interact with to leave your vicinity.
Thank you. So Mario?
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you very much for this beautiful transmission and meditation. It is really, I'm really grateful for it, as always. I would like to share with you an experience I had. Like since 2 weeks ago, I started to practice Qigong, and that actually became my highest excitement. I love doing it in the morning. So yesterday, I had a very challenging situation in my work, and somehow using some of the practices from Qigong, I managed to allow myself to feel bliss, to feel rich, literally to feel ecstasy in the face of this situation. But today, even though I've done all my practices, everything, and nothing on the outside has changed or nothing negative that happened, I'm feeling like in a cage, like I have this dense energy, and I'm just wondering what is happening. It's not something from the outside, obviously, it's something within me, but I'm just wondering what is this belief that is messing around with me, if I could say like this.
What do you believe imprisons you?
Actually, I kind of saw that during the meditation we did now. I saw my fear was poverty. I saw a very poor man on the street.
So your fear is poverty, is losing resources, is not having.
Yes, but of course I realized that I have everything I need for the moment.
Yes.
But
Can you
somehow
go even further to prove to yourself that even if you did not generate abundance the way that you preferred to generate abundance, that you would still be abundant?
when I'm in the positive state of vibration, I know that and I feel that and I experience that. But in those
So
cases,
then stop being in a negative state of vibration.
exactly how?
Well, as you said, you know when you're in a positive state that this is true, but in a negative state, you think something else is true.
Exactly.
So you can recognize again that the experience of those negative thoughts is temporary. It is simply the result of choosing that negative perspective. And if you then master the ability to neutralize your experience, those thoughts and those beliefs go away.
So basically, this is a process of transformation and integration, the way I'm perceiving
Yes.
it.
Yes. And it is the back and forth between these varying experiences that will show you that reality is constantly vacillating based upon the way that you see things, the way that you view things. So by shifting back into a neutral state, then a positive state, you will gain momentum. And part of it is to stop judging the negative state. You don't have to always figure out or dissect the negative state. Sometimes it is simply a matter of, again, recognizing that it is not true. So the purpose of investigation is to come to realize that what appears negative is not true. But you can skip all of the investigation by deciding here and now that the negative is not true. And if you get stuck in the process of investigation and digging, and you can remember things, they come back into that.
Could you please repeat that after is not true, because the connection kind of stopped?
Yes. So the point of any process of investigating your own negativity ends with the understanding that the negative thought and belief is not true. It is fundamentally false, and that there's a higher truth. Yes?
Yes.
And so if that is the process, anytime that you find yourself looping in the investigation, you may want to remember a moment in which you realized another negative truth was not true, was false. And if you can take a shortcut to understanding that the negativity you're experiencing is not fundamentally true, then you will bypass the process of investigation. You won't have to search or dig. You can simply rest in knowing I may be experiencing this, but what I'm experiencing is an illusion.
Thank you so much, Pleiadian Council. My unconditional love to you.
Our unconditional love to you as well.
Matej, go for it.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Okay. My also deep interest is in working with my beliefs, especially the negative ones,
All right.
which is troubling me.
All right.
And you mentioned that the discovering of the beliefs is not so necessary.
Well, it is necessary, but the point is to discover that they are false.
Mhm. In the case that I feel that there is something valid in them, I need to go deeper.
No, you don't necessarily need to go deeper. You need to go then higher. If you've discovered the belief, then you've got to the rock bottom. So what you need to then do is break through the rock and transform it.
Mm-hmm. And how
So,
do I transform it?
by recognizing that it is not true. So you can do a variety of things. One is to go to the literal opposite of that belief. If the belief is I am unworthy, then you would focus on this idea, I am worthy, and you would look for evidence of the fact that I am worthy. How much can you see in your experience that reflects that you're worthy? Do you eat every day and have friends and relationships with people who care about you? If that is in any way true, you must be worthy of living on this planet and receiving love on this planet. So then you must be worthy.
Mm-hmm. Cool, that's a good idea. I never tried it before, to think in this way.
So do you have a negative belief that you're aware of that we can practice this with to see what the literal opposite of it really is?
I'm having some kind of fear of money,
All right.
working in it, spending it, and so on. I
All
feel
right.
all the time negative and bad when I'm working with money.
All right. So then this belief is, I do not have enough. Correct?
Yes, that's yes. That's
I
it.
do not have enough. So the literal opposite of that is I have enough. What is the evidence that supports this idea that you have enough?
That I still can make it through the month.
Yes. You make it through every month.
Yes, until now.
You've never ran out of resources.
Yes, I would wish for more, but every time I made it through. So
Yeah.
anyhow.
So that is the process with the beliefs, to look for the opposite and to focus on the evidence that the opposite belief is more true and more valid, and that will help you to break through the negative belief. If you understand what the negative belief is, more digging isn't necessary because you can't dig through the rock bottom. Instead, you need to literally destroy the rock at the core. Now, in terms of beliefs about abundance, another thing that is important, and this is beyond the practice of beliefs here, but it is about the flow of energy. You have to ask, why do you want more? Because if you need, or if you insist to have more, but you already have enough to follow your passion and to meet your needs, then there's no need to ask for more. And you're searching for more takes you out of alignment with your passion. And many people do this by attempting to, in your words, hustle more than they need, when they could use that time for doing things they're actually passionate about.
Well, my need for more is that I would like to get rid of my debts.
Well, again, debts are not necessarily something real. Debts are money you don't have, not money that you do have. So debts themselves are intangible. So you are focusing so much on what is intangible, and what is intangible is very incompatible with passion. Passion has to be tangible, and the formula is about taking actions. So by focusing on debts, you're literally putting your money into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All of you must understand this. Most of your governments owe to other governments or other institutions absurd amounts of money. They are the ones that produce the money. The notion of debt itself is a story and a construct. It is money that is not real. And so by buying into this story, what you do is you put all of your energy into things that are not real rather than being here and now. Yes, in some cases, your debt can prevent you from manifesting more money just as quickly. But again, to focus on that takes you out of the present and into the future. Whereas if you put your energy into what you're passionate about now, you might find that the debt is not as significant. So this is one of the biggest collectively held negative beliefs that you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you. Another, or on the topic following my belief or my passion, is that I would like to be doing a different work that I'm currently doing for making money, and
right.
but I'm kind of uncertain that I can the new work or my passion can support me.
All right. But have you tried?
Yes, I'm trying.
All right.
But not for the full time. Just in the spare time, I'm following my passion. Mm-hmm.
And how is that working?
Well, I feel very well energized when I'm following my passion. That's clear.
Yes.
That's good. But then the fear comes that I need to also do my work and make some money.
All right. Though you're finding the balance.
Yes, as much as I can, and I still have some responsibilities that I need to take care of. So I cannot just from one to another day just switch from making money to not making money at the beginning.
All right. Well, then you're doing exactly what you need to do. And gradually over time, as you make more money from your passion can replace your job. But as you take it baby step by step, you can come to an experience of this that allows you the greatest trust and ease in the journey.
Yes, and this also involves clearing my doubts and uncertainties that on my way to my passion, and also taking rid of negative beliefs, because that's my worst, I would say, enemy, but I would like to integrate them, all of them.
Yes. You have all the power to do so.
Okay. I just would like to ask, can you read my frequency now, as Bashar is doing?
100,000. One moment. 120,000 cycles per second, approximately.
Okay, cool. Is there any chance I can be able to read this frequency by Earth tools?
Certainly.
And can you help me how can I do that?
Your own internal compass is the best tool. Listening to your intuition, you will find the greatest clarity.
Mm-hmm.
As in, it can be a number that intuitively arises for you, which will get clearer and clearer over time.
Okay, and also when I'm working with negative beliefs, all the time I run into my chattering mind, and also some. I believe it may be connected also with my limitation of my brain, and I'm limiting it somehow. Can you help me how to like unlock my brain or be more productive in my thinking?
Why do you believe your brain is locked?
Because anytime I would like to focus on something, I run into chattering mind, and it's distracting. And especially, of course, it's most distracting when I'm doing the work that I'm not so passionate about, but I need to do it. Then I have sometimes really difficult time to get focused on my work.
Well, understand that the mind is actually doing exactly what it needs to be doing. The mind will chatter when you are doing what you don't prefer doing, because you are seeing how the negative beliefs are bringing you to do the things that you don't prefer. That is mechanical, so you cannot avoid it. So you can let go of the belief that your brain is not working right, because it is designed to chatter, and it is designed to chatter a lot when you come out of alignment with your passion. Otherwise, you would not steer yourself back on the right track.
Okay. I understand that I have no other choice than just to follow my passion.
Yes.
But I need to steer myself to a correct track, right?
Well, you do have a choice. You have a choice to follow your passion or to not. But if what you prefer is to become in greatest and clearest alignment with Source and live your greatest and clearest emotional experience, then the only choice to make is come into alignment with your passion. But you choose otherwise all the time. And the greatest clarity will dawn when you recognize when you are making that choice, and you recognize what belief is bringing you to make that choice. Whenever you make the choice not to follow your passion, the chattering of the mind is going to activate more, as it should.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so also negative beliefs are also directing me to my actually positive path, because when they are chattering more and more, I can identify them and see that they are not working for me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And my final question is, do you have any step-by-step process how to become master in working with my beliefs?
Well, the next step is to, again, master that. Once you've discovered a belief, the next step is to prove to yourself that the belief is false.
Mm-hmm.
And once you master that, then you can master something else.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this comes with being conscious at all times, and catch myself when something negative appears, and just remind myself that this is not true, and the other thinking is more positive, so I just need to steer direct way, right?
Yes. And also fully allow yourself to experience the emotional ramifications of any such negative belief, because it is when you truly feel it deeply while understanding that it is not true, that it really clears from your system. And that is why these things happen in so many layers, is because you have to allow that emotional clearing process to break through all of the sediment of that belief.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you. And one more thing.
No, that is enough. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much. Bye.
Hello, dear Pleiadians.
Hello, welcome.
Hello, thank you. And thank you for this transmission. I have a question about something that happened yesterday. I looked into the sky and I saw very, very bright thing. And
yes.
At first I thought it was a mirage because it was so bright and very different from a different feeling from other starships that I have seen. And is there anything you can tell me about this, or any message, or what it might have been about, if at all? Thank you very much.
You had another encounter with a Pleiadian ship, yes?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes. And how did this experience feel for you?
Very exciting. I was quite surprised, actually, because it looked very different from other starships that I've seen. And so I actually thought it was a mirage because it was quite different and just so bright and cleverly on top of a domed building. So I thought it was a reflection of the sun on the dome. And when I looked, it started to vibrate and move. And so I was very excited, but I wasn't sure if it was an experience or not. It felt very warming. It was lovely.
Yes. Yes. As these sightings take place, there's also an energy transmission that helps you experience many layers of upgrade in your system.
Thank you so much, Pleiadian Council. My love.
Yes, I think you as well.
May I speak?
Yes.
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello.
Nice to hear you today.
Yes.
I found the meditation very interesting. I had an experience recently where I've been under attack, and I feel like there's something in my field or around me, and I've been trying to clear it by myself and with a friend who has somehow able to do it, but I'm just wondering if you could help me with that, please.
What is attacking you? Or who?
Well, I'm not sure whether they're still there anymore. I had a feeling that they were gone, but I had felt like there was a hand around my neck or on my neck. And this is an old energetic wound that I had before in the past, which I had thought I had healed. But it seemed to have come up again because of an action which I did to help some, you could say, lost souls.
So an old visitor returned because you took on fear-based energy from other people.
Right. But maybe the fear was, so an old visitor from another time, that's my old visitor, or an old visitor from this thing that I did, because I had this feeling that they were attacking me or in my field because of this action which I did to help some lost souls go free.
Some lost human souls?
Yes.
Were they willing to be freed? Did they ask for it?
No, they didn't ask for it. That's a very good question. But it's part of my work, you could say. And they are, of course, they can choose to be free or not. That's everybody's choice, right?
Yes. So sometimes, again, when you help people who don't ask for the help, you take on some of their energy, and that's what happened here.
Okay, so what can I do to help myself be clear of whatever is hanging around with me right now?
Recognize that it again has no power.
Mm-hmm.
You give it power through your fear of it. So
Okay.
when you strip away the fear and you recognize that it is essentially a neutral being, like this baby doll, if you
Yes.
sent it love, it would go away or it would transform. There would be another sort of being that came in its place if you stayed predominantly in that love-based frequency. However, there are many other triggers that are evoking your fear-based beliefs. So your frequency vacillates more to the side of fear than it does to love. And that is why something of this nature can stick to you.
Okay, because my feeling was that I had some similar experience before, but where my feeling is that they just need to be acknowledged so they can go away or something like that. So
Well,
love,
that's part of it.
yeah.
They want to be acknowledged, but on an egoic level, they want to be acknowledged as powerful. But again, to do that is only to descend into fear. You want to acknowledge them as wounded, as
Yeah.
lost, and recognize that you are found in the light, in the positive frequency.
Right. So what is hanging is a piece of some consciousness that got attached to me, but it's not an actual being that's attached to me or something.
It is a being, yes.
Okay.
And it grabs on your throat as this is your weak spot. So in addition to all that we have said, you can learn to strengthen your throat.
Right. And may I ask one more question, please?
Yes.
Is this being from my past, or is it from that place where I tried to free the lost souls?
It was attached to those beings, and you helped them by taking it away from them.
Okay.
But understand that, again, this is not serving them, because if their choice is not to change but to remain in that frequency, but you work with their energy to support them, then you can take away whatever is currently clinging to them. It will cling to you, but they will attract something new to cling to them. So therefore, it only serves you to help others who want help.
Yes. Well, I didn't really know that was going to happen. It just sort of happened, and I wasn't
And that's how
planning.
you learn,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your help today.
Oh, thanks to you as well.
There is a question in the YouTube chat.
Yes.
Can you explain how Stonehenge was formed and who built it?
It was formed by beings you know as druids. They had advanced technologies that allowed them to maneuver these large stones with, you could say, less gravity in moments. So they were very skilled magicians. That's all we can say.
Thank you.
Hello, beautiful friends.
Hello, yes.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you again.
It's our
Today,
pleasure.
I would like to share with you an experience I had in my work. Recently, I've been facing a new professional challenge with a new software, and it's been an exciting journey. I feel passionate about it, I feel excited about it, and it's been going easily, like in a flow. But today, as I was also in this process, at some point, I started clinging on some details, and at some point, the excitement just went somewhere, and I went into anxiety and couldn't continue, couldn't finish this job that I was doing. I realized in this process that maybe I'm trying to make things perfect, and that's not necessary. And tried some things to go back into alignment and into excitement, like a meditation, breathing, and so on. But however, couldn't go into excitement and alignment again. So I would like to ask for your guidance in this process.
All right. So you've identified that negative belief systems bring you to strive for perfection.
Yes, but in this moment, I thought that I can improve the document that I was writing.
Yes. You can always improve, though if your beliefs are such that you attempt to make something perfect, you will never be able to accept things as they are.
Yes, this is absolutely accurate.
And also, when you believe that mistakes mean something specific about you, when mistakes are something wrong with you, the thought of making an error is enough to throw you into that fit of anxiety. So recognize here this fundamental truth that making mistakes and taking wrong turns is a necessary part of following your passion. Without making mistakes, you would not learn how to do things the way that you prefer. You would not learn how to do things and get the best results. So everybody in their journey makes mistakes, and they have to. If somebody does not make any mistakes, then they are somebody who does not learn.
I absolutely agree, and I'm very grateful for your support. I also realized in this process that I have had a similar task a couple of months ago, and back then I couldn't even start doing this task. I was too afraid to face it, and maybe now I was trying to somehow compete with my old self.
Yes.
Maybe to avoid making the same mistake.
Though instead of that, can you recognize how much further you've come from that initial time?
Yes, because I really felt the power and the strength to face this challenge and the excitement to do it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I will definitely work on this.
You're very welcome. And again, also recognize that that process of feeling, what you call anxiety, is a process in clearing the belief systems that generate such emotions. So there's also nothing wrong with feeling them. And as you have done, to take a step back is a good way to deal with those feelings, but also make sure that when anxiety arises, you redirect into something you're passionate about. When you experience anxiety and what you do is freeze, the anxiety does not change and move. So it doesn't have to be directly related to what triggered the anxiety, but learn that when you get into anxious states, that the best thing to do is to find what you're passionate about. And of course, that can mean sitting still and doing nothing if you are passionate about meditating. But more often, many of you will experience anxiety and do something that is very chaotic for your mind. So you need instead to find whatever brings you passion and relief, and then use the passion to get back on track with whatever action was taking place before.
Thank you so much. Much love.
Unconditional love to you as well.
Hello, Pleiadians. I have another question if no one else in the Zoom room has a question at the moment.
All right. Yes, let's continue.
Thank you. Can you talk about what are star seeds, and are all humans in some way some kind of star seed? Thank you.
Yes. Star seeds are essentially beings who are aware of their connections to extraterrestrial life. They are aware that they have connections that are beyond this planetary system. So you could loosely define a star seed as, again, people who are aware of that. But everyone is a star seed dormantly, you could say. Everyone has the potential to be a starseed because there is no soul that does not have connections beyond this planetary system. Some people come in with more awareness of these connections and more bleed through phenomena taking place with these connections. But everyone has them. So everyone has the potential to activate their awareness of those connections.
I see. I see. And so does this, as a follow-up question, is this part of our oversoul? Is that what's considered part of our oversoul?
Your parallel selves, your soul counterparts that are extraterrestrial nature are part of your oversoul. Yes.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate your clarity and my love to you. Thank
Yes,
you.
thanks to you. And our unconditional love to you as well.
May I ask another question?
All right, yes.
Bashar is saying that believing is seeing. So believing is seeing.
Seeing, yes.
Not the other way around that we are used to deal with it here on Earth. So if there is anything that I just need to create some new beliefs, how do I do it? Simply.
How do you do it?
Yes, just
You can do it by. Have you ever made a vision board?
Yes.
And in making that vision board and seeing all of the things that you would want to create as your life experience, have you ever asked yourself then, do I believe this is possible for me?
Yes, sure, but there are still some doubts about it usually.
Well, then you've not put more trust in the belief, the positive beliefs, than the negative beliefs. So you have to get a scope of what you would need to believe in order for those visions to become your reality and make those beliefs stronger than the negative beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, if these beliefs are lenses, you're still spending far too much time looking through the negative lenses than the positive ones. So you need to practice looking through the positive lenses.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just and I just need to create more proof for myself to really get into the belief, right?
Well, the proof will solidify the validity of the belief, but you need to for the proof, and thus after that happens, you will give more power into the belief.
Okay, and when should I start acting on that belief?
Right away.
Because when I'm trusting it only about halfway, should I start acting on that belief or?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because to not act upon it is to give more energy into your doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's clear. Okay, thank you.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
maybe just an example from my side, that I'm very cold and very, I really like pranic nourishment. And I truly believe that it's possible, and I can do it. And I'm also attempting to be without the food as much as I can, but I still am not reaching full energy states. So I believe there are still some doubts hidden in myself that are blocking me this to be occurring.
What do you believe that makes you want to follow that path? That's the better question to ask, because in this case, in terms of your body, you have to honor certain beliefs that make your body function the way it functions.
It's simply attractive for me, and when I'm without the food, I feel really light.
All right,
and I feel good.
What you're aiming for is to feel light.
Yes.
All right. So recognize as well that while you intend to be light, you are still a part of physical reality. So in order to manifest, which is also your goal, you need to experience some density.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, that's clear that I need to be grounded.
So in terms of your body and your beliefs, you need to recognize that your body's response to what you put in it is reflecting to you what beliefs are active and dominant. And you need to honor those beliefs in order to get the best results out of your experience. So you are not fully aware of certain beliefs that say you need such and such thing to nurture yourself. These are different from negative beliefs. These are simply beliefs. They're neutral. They're not negative.
Yes. And how do I discover them?
By noticing the way your body responds to what you take in or don't take in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. Thanks to you and our unconditional love to you.
Thank you.
Bastiani, are there any questions in the YouTube chat?
No.
Okay. So is it okay if I ask another question?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Can you help me understand more history between the Hawaiians, the indigenous Hawaiians, and the Pleiadians? I know they have a very strong history and many legends and stories in their storytelling. Thank you.
Well, in ancient times, the Pleiadian beings did come to visit many of the indigenous groups of people and explained to them a variety of things. So there's that, and there was the transmission of the understanding that the Anunnaki were having genetic origins in the Pleiadian beings, and they created your world. Many of those who were indigenous knew this and included some aspect of this in their stories in some ways. It was not always so literal and came to be more and more diluted over time. But yes, the Hawaiians, among many others, were visited by Pleiadian and other extraterrestrial beings.
I see. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Yes, so thanks to you as well.
Thank you, Pleiadians.
Dear Pleiadian Council, may I ask one more question?
All right.
Like before, when we were discussing with you, I was always telling you how excited I am from my interactions and experiences with my Sasani guide. And I noticed that since I started my Qigong practices like 2-3 weeks ago, it's like this door is closed. I am doing my practices to connect with him, but it's like I'm not getting any messages, any feelings, nothing. And I'm just wondering, like before I had this experience where I just closed my eyes, I asked a question, and I got an answer immediately. And I'm wondering, because I'm trying to define it in a positive way, what could be a positive definition of this? Because that's really something I would like to explore. And I'm just wondering
Are
whether
you, as you're doing Qigong, are you bringing a different energy into your field?
I am focusing on working with the energy. Yes, I'm actually expanding my feeling of the energy, and I'm working on my visualization skills as well and breathing techniques.
Though, what kind of energy are you bringing in?
Like light, white light,
Light?
mostly.
All right. And from whom are you learning?
I didn't understand.
All right. There may be a chance that you are bringing in some other energy. It can be from a teacher of the lineage or some other being that blocks the connection to your guide. So before you connect with your guide, you will want to ask for all other energies to leave your field, to bring in a neutralizing energy that clears your field and brings you back to 0 point. You can imagine the ocean or salt pulling out energies from your field so that you come back to an open and neutral place. And then from there, invite your guide to step in again.
Thank you so much. This is amazing insight.
Yes,
Thank you.
thanks to you.
Hello, who is next?
You can go right ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. I have a 3D question. I live in France, and the politics seems to be, the election seems to will be very complicated. We don't have so many choices. I am afraid to have to choose for the less of the worst people, but
Yes.
I don't even know if it's really needed to vote. So what are your probabilities for this country, for the France, please?
This country, along with many others, are going through a sort of restructuring. There is corruption and there are many controlling forces within the government that are causing sort of mishaps. So know that your country is going through this restructuring process, and it will be a phase that passes. In the present, you can choose whichever candidate elicits the most passion for you. And if none of them elicit any passion whatsoever, it is all right to also choose not to vote.
Okay, so you are advising to me to be the most truthful, to be the most honest in my choices.
The most honest with yourself, yes.
Okay, Thank you so much. Yes, I hope for every country to have a better future, not only the mine. I have a second question. I would like to know if my project of changing a house is going good. Do you have any probabilities or time frame for me to succeed this project, please?
Have you good options?
I am waiting for the administration to give me one proposition, and
All right.
my situation is complicated. So, if you have some probabilities, some prediction about it.
It is likely to happen within the next 3 months.
Okay, likely to happen only if I continue to with my maintain energy, good energy, and if it will happen, will it be better? Will be a better situation?
It will be different. It will be having many positive attributes. Changing in general will allow you to experience some positive shifts. There will be also drawbacks. So know that everything comes with its pros and its cons.
Okay, drawbacks, that mean things
Things
does
that are not as good, but again, everything has pros and cons. Everything has positives and negatives.
Yes. The 3D lifetime is never ending of lessons.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well,
Kisses,
thanks to you as
thank
well.
you.
Yes, and our unconditional love to you as well.
So we have more questions in the YouTube chat.
All right.
From Lil Caster. Can you give insight and understanding on the imagination and the power of the heart vibration and how we hold the space of the strength of light and source?
The imagination is your greatest ally. Your imagination is essentially your intuition. Your imagination is always generating your next given experience, and that you have to imagine something in order to take the next steps. And as you fine tune the power of your imagination, you will use it as the window through which you come to meet your guides and you come to access astral realms and make many changes in this world. So in your world, you all are going through that process of redefining your imagination as something that is for child's play and simply makes things up, and coming to learn it to be that very central part of your intuition that allows you to perceive rather than simply make up. So you will come to then unite these principles of perception and creation through your understanding of and use of your imagination. Of course, the heart has a role in that as well, as it is the heart that receives that transmission of love from your higher self, that transmission of passion that allows you to feel inspiration to take action steps in a given direction. Your heart is the centralmost force that allows you to follow that formula of acting on your highest passion to the best of your ability with no insistence on an outcome. And in your world, you have all collectively come to suppress your heart in the preference to use the mind, using the mind to live not as much in the present, but more in the future, whereas the heart always remains in the present. The heart experiences the projection of the past and the future in the now. And thus, when you step out of the mind and into the heart, you are truly able to be present with all of the experiences you are having and bring in those higher codes of love that is the foundation of the new earth. So it is the unlearning of mind dominance and the retraining to live a heart-centered experience that essentially is the foundation of the new earth. And all of you are learning through the experiences you are having again and again to come back into a heart-centered space and allow that frequency of love to prove again that all of the negative beliefs are false and have no fundamental validity, and that whatever brings you to feel love, joy, and passion are the higher truths that you can believe. And your imagination then allows you to decipher through the different experiences you are having based upon where you're focusing your imagination. When you focus your imagination in love, you will see and perceive all of the love-based realities. When you focus your energy in your mind and in fear, your imagination will perceive and generate false, negative, distorted realities. So all of these things come together very beautifully to give you the foundation for creating the new earth.
Thank you. There are more questions on the YouTube chats.
All right.
Shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. From Elizabeth. Hello, Pleiadian Council. I am starting 2 businesses. One of them is infused with your work. Do you have any suggestions of how to make it even more joyful for those who will utilize it? Thank you.
Allow the content that you create and the structure of it to be totally personal to you, sharing your personal experiences, bringing your own passion into it, allowing it to be a unique experience and expression that's totally based in your own personal journey. And as you meet with others, allow yourself to adapt this experience to bring out and highlight their passion, their joy, to help them find themselves and to know so deeply within themselves what elicits their highest passion and joy. And know that anything that you've received from us or from any other channel or being can be adapted and adjusted to make it more perfect and fitting for your own reality in the given moment.
Thank you. And she has one more little question. Can you suggest any changes to my diet that would be beneficial?
If you can avoid any refined sugars and even natural sugars more, that would support you in having a clear diet, and also pay attention to carbohydrates and other things that convert into sugar more quickly. Focus on more vegetables and a variety of vegetables, not just the ones that you already eat. You may want to mix in new vegetables into the mix, and as well learn greater moderation. Learn when you are eating from that place of love versus when you, in a sense, go into a more automatic mode and you're not as present with your food, as it is the way you eat just as much as what you eat that determines the effect.
Wonderful. More questions. From the same woman as before, or the same person, Little Castle. At this moment of healing and energy, is there any specific crystals that could be used for bringing vibrational balance to the eyes for someone living in a dry environment?
Yes. They would be celestite, lapis, amethyst.
Thank you. She has 3 more questions. Shall I go on?
Are those all the questions that remain?
Yes.
All right, yes.
Okay. From what can you give insight on the benefits from vortex energy and the oxygenation of water? Oh, from that, I mean.
It increases the pranic energy in the water, and it also removes many pathogens and bacteria that could potentially be in the water. So it purifies and energizes the water and allows you to bring more life force in through it.
Is there any specific visuals that bring you, the Pleiadians, to your highest joy in the form of art and pictures?
We love observing the natural phenomenon on different planets. There are so many diverse sorts of environments out there. You can note even in your world that there are so many different places you can witness. So we enjoy very much these experiences that capture the unique beauty of certain places. We love buildings that work with sacred geometries, and we really love when people are able to tap into higher dimensions and translate the structures of those higher dimensions into visuals in your world.
Great. And the last one. Is there anything at this moment you can suggest should be artistically drawn or painted to ground the highest vibrations of joy?
Whatever elicits the greatest passion for you is what will bring in the highest frequency. So it's all about what brings you the greatest joy in the moment. What do you feel the most passionate about? What do you feel the most joyful for? Because again, your passion and your joy leads to the highest frequency available.
Yes. And she asked before about the previous question, like waterfalls, about the visuals that bring the highest joy.
Oh, yes. We find them very exciting and very beautiful.
Great, thank you.
In some worlds, there are waterfalls that are colored by specific mineral deposits that run through the rivers. We simply wish to share that. There are many different kinds of waterfalls that exist out there. There's one particular series of waterfalls that we know of that is 3 times higher than any waterfalls you know of in your world. This world experienced very specific sorts of tectonic movements, and there's many caverns around this very large waterfall that have certain special creatures inside. It was very curious for us to explore. The creatures grow with light on their bodies. Anyway, so we thank all of you for experiencing this transmission and for grounding these energies into your reality in all the ways that serve you. It is a pleasure and honor to meet with you always and to allow the bridge between our worlds to be open. Our unconditional love is always with you, and we hope that you may live your own highest excitement, knowing that the passion in your heart always brings you to that highest potential frequency, and that while again, your world is changing, shifting, and evolving, the way that you choose to see it through your beliefs, and again, these beliefs are a choice, will determine the results of your actions and the results of all that takes place. And you are here to be an embodiment of the clearest, most loving beliefs. As your own frequency changes, it ripples out and impacts everyone else you encounter and many more. So we thank you for doing this, as this is what will make this collective transformation possible. And again, our love is with you and wish you a pleasant rest of your day.
Thank you, Dante. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dante, so much.
It was
You're
amazing.
welcome, everybody.
Beautiful,
Thanks
as
for
always.
being here.
Thank
My
you,
pleasure.
everybody.
You're welcome. Just a reminder, everybody, tomorrow is private transmission as well. You can send the donation of $22 to $33 to me at that email address that's in the chat, dante.filipini@gmail.com, or on Venmo, and send me an email and I'll send you the link to join in. And it'll be a way to answer some of the any private questions or anything that relates to things that we can't say as much about here. And so yeah, this was the last one before a little break. So I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks, but I will post about another private transmission that will take place during that break, probably in 2 weeks. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I am on a break, if anybody has ever felt compelled to donate or share in any way, this would be an amazing time to do it, as there won't be that much income otherwise, but just putting that out there. These transmissions are shared on a donation basis, so anything you feel you're able to share will really be of great assistance now. And I thank you if you can, or if you can't. I thank you for being here and making this a reality.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dante.
Very welcome.
So I wish you a great flow with the transcribing the book.
It's all editing now. It's all transcribed.
Oh, really? Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So it's just polishing, editing, moving things around. But it isn't. It's not the work that I'm the very best at. It's something I find a little bit tedious. But also, it's just a good change up from session work, which is a lot of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the connection is gone.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
Internet today, you know.
Are you going to publish make a book, like a physical book, or would it be online?
The first release is just going to be like a PDF ebook to get it out there just in that really like beautiful auspicious time of February 22nd, and then I'll probably submit it to Amazon Publishing unless a better option arises.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for tonight. Much love.
So welcome.
Thank you,
Love,
everybody.
blessings, warmth, hugs.
Bye.
Blessings.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Lots of fun for everyone.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.